So it's that magical time of year where PAX East happens, and this year FF16 has had an hour-long panel. Now I had other videos I was working on, but considering how this is time relevant, I thought it was worth me doing this first to make sure I can still distill the information down into a highlight reel so you guys can have what you need to know without dumping an hour of your time into FF16 panels. That's why you have me around. The turnout on my last FF16 video was really good, so it's given me motivation to not wait another 9 months for a video. Without any more delay, enjoy. This video was supposed to come out about a week ago, but FF14, Rainbow Six, and me being sick has delayed me. I really appreciate the turnout in the last video, so sorry for the wait on this one. This does, however, mean I can add some newer news as well. The panel is titled, Yes, You Can Pet the Torgal. So that does answer a question that has plagued our community since the first time we saw Torgal. The presentation is split into different segments. Meet the Team, Final Fantasy XVI Overview, and Your Burning Questions, which is a very funny title for that, all things considered. So, first segment, Meet the Team, where they introduce the main dev team and explain their previous work experience. I could go into detail on the topic, but many content creators far more research and knowledgeable than me have already broke down this information. So you're better off looking to them for insight into this topic. I'm pretty sure Night Sky Prince and Final Fantasy Union have both done videos on the subject, so look to them for answers. The part that really matters for this video is the Final Fantasy XVI overview. They start with the classic information of, you can start anywhere in the series, number doesn't matter. If you guys want me to make a video on what FF game to start with, I'm more than happy to give my opinion, just let me know in the comments. So they say Final Fantasy XVI is constructed with 4 key pillars. The first one they present is the narrative. They say they want to bring the series back to its roots of high fantasy while exploring complex themes like justice, while creating an enthralling narrative of many layers meant for younger players stepping out on their own into the world for the first time, and older fans who've been with the series for a long time who have already seen how harsh the world can be. The second pillar they are building on is the characters. The narrative is based around Clive and his journey for revenge. The rest of the cast is noted to have a variety of motivations and personalities, and their individual story arcs will unfold around Clive as he progresses. The visual pillar, the team says they're leveraging the power of the PS5 to create the best graphics and visuals possible for the title. I think they could also do that on a PC, but PS5 Master Race. And the last pillar that I think most people will also care about is the battle system. The icon battles and DMC5-esque combat seem to be the main focus points. I do want to highlight this one part from later in the panel where we see a player-controlled Afraid fighting a giant unnamed Earth-style icon, and the sense of scale is actually ridiculous. They then show this in-game footage clip displaying all the pillars that will hopefully be able to have playing in the background of this video. After this clip, they reiterate the setting and the world as a whole. They present this banner of the countries with the flags, country names, and taglines. The Iron Kingdom, forged in fire and fear. The Grand Duchy of Rosaria, a bastion of tradition. The Dhalmekian Republic, fortunes ever shifting. The Crystalline Dominion, an island inviolable. The Holy Empire of Sambrek, divine ambition. And the Kingdom of Willowed, indomitable in isolation. Civilization is centered around mother crystals that provide power and resources. The limited amount of these resources is causing a war and tension between the countries. They then show a clip of different locales that can be traversed. Each one looks pretty good and overall still keeps my hopes up. The best part of the presentation is them discussing the icons and their dominance. They give us a sort of scale of the icons, which is anywhere between 60 to 350 feet. This is great to know because it lets us see how scary it would be for the average man to look at one of those on the battlefield. The dominants are also treated very differently based on where they reside, like they're being considered heroes or slaves forced to fight. They then reiterate that we will see Clive through 3 points in his life: teens, 20s, and 30s. Through these time frames, we'll see what shapes Clive into the man he is and what motivates him to progress. The combat system contains a bunch of ways to personalize Clive's kit to suit your playstyle, such as leaning towards more damage, mobility, things of that nature. This also came with a video of the combat. And now the burning questions segment. So they first addressed the question that came up with the gameplay they dropped a few weeks back, which was, why is the area so small and dark? Their response was, the media tour was focused on the action elements. The area we saw was a stage and not a field. FF16 has many different stages and fields. The map size design and layout are unique to each, plus that was the most polished stage they had at the time. Why are there QuickTime events? So not everything is QTE. Battles are phased of each one changing the conditions of the fight. Sometimes QTEs are used to make a phase change a little bit more dynamic. Failing a QTE isn't a game over. The types of QTE are attack, evasion, and clash. I want ATB over action combat. They say they love ATB and action. The game is for everyone, even if you're bad at action games. And lastly, they show off that not all icon battles will be the same. Each one will have different mechanics to play with, giving them each a diverse feel. So, in conclusion, I think this panel is a great showcase that helps cement that the game's development is going well and that the developers are confident in their product. Another detail worth adding is that within the past few days, FF16 has gone gold, meaning they have the version of the game they'll burn onto the disc and send it to physical retailers. This is great because it means they believe they have a version of the game they technically won't need to patch, and also that this is way earlier than usual. So it's a great time to be on this hype train. Sorry again for the delay, and thanks for sticking this far. I don't have an outro yet, so I guess just comment your favorite Final Fantasy summon for any of the games so I know you reached the end. I'ma head out.